Hello everyone, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Megan, and this is the very first episode of the Shutter and Compass podcast.
We are so excited to have you guys here with us. We are excited to share with you all that we've been doing and all the things that we are going to do in the future.
That's right. This first episode, we are just going to tell you what Shutter and Compass is, how we thought it up, a little bit about us, and what we hope it'll be in the future. So thanks for tuning in and checking it out, and we're excited to jump right into what is Shutter and Compass.
I think we've been asked that quite a bit.
Yes.
All right, so Shutter and Compass, we have two key pieces of things that we love. We have Shutter, which for all of our camera photography enthusiasts are the photography piece, and Compass for the travel piece.
Yeah, we are both photographers. We've both had photography businesses for years, and we both love to travel, and we thought, let's do both. Let's travel and take beautiful pictures, and maybe somebody wants to check out what we're doing while we do it.
Yep. And we like each other. We like working together. So that helps because sometimes, working your own job, it's great, but working with somebody that you really like, there's a whole other element, I think.
Yeah. I agree. It makes it more fun. And, they always say if you enjoy what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life. And I think that's our goal, is to go from the grind to just having fun doing something we want to do. And if other people enjoy it and we can help people along the way, that would be great. And one way we hope to do that is by bringing entertainment as well as education. So we do love to travel. I've been working in the travel industry recently. When I decided to quit my photography job, that was kind of what I did. And so I've got a little bit of insider knowledge, and I love researching everything about where I travel and telling people all about it. I did learn I don't love being a travel agent. I don't want to monitor someone else's trip. I want to plan my own trip, but I don't really want to pay attention to when somebody else's deadlines are, and all the things that go wrong on their trip are then my responsibility. That I didn't love. So shout out to all the travel agents, because that is a very hard and stressful job.
I personally appreciate that because Megan has planned travels for me and my family, and I am not someone who enjoys the research and all of the little things that go along with that. And so having Megan along is, I highly recommend everybody do that, like to be able to find someone who enjoys it. You'll have a lot, like a safety net. You have someone to watch out for those things, kind of help you along. We've had a travel agent in the past as well. And something did go wrong with our travels, unfortunately. And thank goodness she was there to clear it up. And that was a Disney one. And they made it better. We got some extra bonus things out of it because something happened on their end.
Yeah, there's a lot of great reasons to use a travel agent, and I have all the respect for them. And it is a very hard job, and it's a thankless job, to be quite honest. So if you use a travel agent, which we recommend you should, send them an email and just say, hey, thanks for everything that you did for us, because it will make their day. And it really is a tough job. And so I just decided, you know what? I don't really want to run my own photography studio anymore, and I don't really want to be a travel agent, but I want to travel and learn all the things about places. And then Shelby said, hey, let's start a podcast. Do you have any ideas? And I said, yeah, I do.
Yes, she has a ton of ideas, and we are implementing them like before your very eyes. It was really cool, just kind of how organically that conversation came about. Kind of the similar goals, similar backgrounds as far as the photography piece. Travel piece, not so much. She does have to babysit me through the travel part a little bit more, which is helpful for me, but she knew that going into it. But photography is really hard. Like when you have your photography business, a lot of people don't know how hard it actually is to do that. So combining just seemed like a good idea.
Definitely. I think any job that you have where you have clients, and anyone out there who is a business owner or who has worked for a business, anything in sales, you can attest when you're dealing with a client, it's always hard. And even when it's something you love, sometimes it can ruin the thing you love. And I think for me, that was photography. I loved photography, and then I did it as a business for so many years that I started to not love it, and it started to be the source of my stress and not my creative outlet. And so I just decided, you know what, let's go for a change. So I decided I love travel. I'm going to try being a travel agent. Well, I didn't love that. I'm going to be real honest. I did not love it. So we thought, you know what, let's just travel and take pictures and share it with the world. And if we can show you where we go and what we do, what our experience is. Maybe we can help you plan for a trip by showing you what was good on our trip and what was bad. You know, maybe if something happens that is a disaster, we'll show you. We'll show you every step of the way.
And how to hopefully avoid that
Yeah.
happening to you. I mean, that's the best, like, teacher of life, is having something fail or not go quite right, rather, and then being able to overcome and fix it for the next time and help others along the way.
Absolutely. And I think that's our point with this is the podcast is going to be on YouTube. So if you are listening right now, you can watch this on YouTube, but you also can listen anywhere you get your podcast. So there's the podcast piece. And the podcast is going to sometimes correspond with our travels, and sometimes it'll be completely different. We'll have guests on, travel industry professionals, because I did work as a travel agent for a while. I have a lot of connections, and I have a lot of great expert people in the industry who are going to come on and talk about different things. And then sometimes it'll just be me and Shelby sharing something with you guys. And then the YouTube channel is going to be a vlog, which is basically like a video diary of us on our travels. They're going to be mostly local to Washington, D.C. in the beginning, because that's where we live and we're just starting and we're learning and growing and figuring out, while we are photographers, we're not videographers yet. And so
we're getting there. There's a lot to this whole business this venture that we've started. It's a journey that y'all are following us on, that we are also learning together a little bit. So, but that makes it more fun.
I think so too. So when you watch our first videos, know that they're our first videos, and this is the very beginning. And thank you for being with us from the very beginning. This is literally the first episode of the podcast. We currently have one YouTube video out. Check it out, Shutter and Compass on YouTube. And a lot more to come. We will be traveling internationally by December. So stick with us. It's not going to take us long to get out of DC.
We are very excited about that. Like, we've already started planning all the little things, all the little parts of that. So just gives us something to look forward to and keep getting better at this, so we're even better then.
That's right. That's kind of our goal right now, is to learn what we're doing, get it figured out, get all the kinks worked out, so that when we do that big trip in December, we can bring you guys the best quality videos and podcasts that we can possibly do.
That is our goal. That is our goal. We really do want to make everything really good so that you learn from us. We're going to learn, like she said, a lot of tips and tricks along the way. We are excited to pass those on to you. Travel tips about all sorts of things, like the things to avoid, packing lists, all of that kind of stuff. But with a new light from, can I say it, 40-somethings?
Yeah.
That are in the stage that are in the stage of life where we are really excited to be able to travel and travel together.
Yeah, and we are moms. We both have kids, and we have traveled with our kids for years, and we've hit the point now where our kids are a little bit older, so our content isn't going to be geared towards younger families with little kids, because we're usually not going to be traveling with our kids, and if we do, they're teenagers. But we are moms and we have traveled with kids. So if you have a question about, like, oh, you guys went there and you didn't reference kids, we pay attention to that stuff because we have raised kids. So we'll throw in some information for kids here and there. But if you have a specific question, just ask us and we'll be happy to let you know what we observed.
It's always good to learn from other people, those kinds of little tips and tricks that you may not think of. Once when I was we were planning our very first Disneyland trip, actually. And someone was like, hey, do you want to use our double stroller? Oh my gosh. And I had a 4-year-old and a baby, or 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. And oh my gosh, it made such a difference. If I had not have had the double stroller, like, it would have been a lot less fun. So just little tips like that we've learned along the way that'll just make your trips better.
That's very, very true. And I used to live 30 minutes from Disneyland when my kids were little, and we did Disney all the time, which was one of the reasons I thought if I was a travel agent, I would start with Disney, because I know it very well, and I know Disney World pretty well too. So we do have a lot of knowledge when it comes to Disney and those types of things, family-oriented travel. So while you see us traveling, it's going to mostly be without kids, but we know a lot about kid travel. So
is it bad that I'm really excited about that piece to travel with our kids?
Sorry, because we worked hard to get here. We have raised these kids.
We've gone through the phase. Young moms, there is hope on the other side, I promise.
Yes, absolutely. When your kids are little and they say that traveling is a business trip for moms, not a vacation, that's 100% true. But you will come out on the other side and you will want to travel without them or with older teenagers, young adult children who are, you're not in that kid phase. And it's a completely different experience to actually be able to go on a trip and have peace and quiet and sit by yourself or do the things you want to do, not the things you have to take the kids to do.
Absolutely. And there is hope when, I have a daughter. And so I got to travel with my little 18-year-old bestie. She's actually a tall 18-year-old bestie. But traveling with her was absolutely amazing. And it just gave me all the feels. She loves it. She loved it. She talks about it to this day. And she's looking forward to going on future trips with just mom or just mom and Megan, whatever.
Yeah, I was there too.
So, but there is like this other piece of it when you get to that site, and it'll be fun. And I think we've instilled that love of traveling to our kids too, because we've been able to do that. And we both highly encourage just take the trips. Yeah. We know it's not easy. We know financially sometimes it's not always a smart move. But I think you're not going to regret going on a vacation with your family and taking those trips and making those memories.
100%. And, not just the trip, but the planning piece. When we would plan our Disney trips, especially the big ones when we would go to Disney World, we would watch all the YouTube videos and we would do all the research together and watch the kids get so excited. And then when we would finally go on the trip, they'd say, oh, there's that thing we saw. And it was a bonding experience, not just the time you spent on the trip, but the whole time you spent planning, looking at pictures later, talking about it. It's really something that brings the whole family together. So whether you're traveling with little kids or with older kids, or you're traveling without them for just your own adventures or rest and relaxation, however you want to look at that.
Sanity,
yeah. I mean, it's important. There's a ton of studies about how traveling is super good for your health. It's beneficial. It's making people live longer, all of these things. So we're big fans of travel, which is why we decided we're going to travel anyway. We might as well make a video of it. And if we can help people learn how to do what we did or avoid a mistake we made, or just encourage people to get out there and start traveling more, what a great thing to do.
Absolutely. So, and the shutter piece for the photography, inspiration galore. We are excited to share our knowledge of photography with y'all. That way you're able to capture your travels. That way you're able to just relive them and hopefully capture it in a way that's a little bit more creative than your natural like auto. But best piece of advice is use the camera that you have on hand. And if auto is all you have, then that's fine. But we can actually show you some better tips and tricks to make those memories just pop a little bit more.
Definitely. And if that's something you're interested in, let us know in the comments, because we can bring you all the photography information. We could teach photography for days. So tell us if you want that and we'll make videos on that too. That's easy.
Heck, y'all can even tell us if you're Canon people or Nikon people. Yeah. And we got you covered on all of that stuff. So
That's right. And my husband's interested in getting a Sony, so we might throw a Sony in there. So
that's actually cool.
Yeah, he's really
Sony's amazing. Like I have lots of Sony knowledge too. So yeah.
So we're just gonna hit all the camera brands and we can show you how to use all of them, and just get out there and do something fun. I think that's our whole point, is get out there and do something fun. We're gonna go take pictures of beautiful places, we're gonna travel, and we want to share these adventures with you and bring you with us virtually.
Absolutely. Do the thing. Go out there, do the thing, have fun, make memories.
Yeah. So that's what Shutter encompasses. I think,
in a nutshell.
I feel like that summed it up pretty well. Yeah.
So, and we are super excited about this journey. You're going to get a lot of insight on who we are, what we do, what we like, some of the things that we don't like or that we want to steer away from, or think that you guys should know to hopefully avoid things that are pitfalls.
Yeah. And like Shelby said, she's a little bit more of a nervous traveler, and that's okay. And we'll show that. If we're going through the airport and she has a little bit of a moment of panic, we'll show you. It's okay. That's normal. It's fine. Go with somebody who has you and can guide you through it. And we really want it to be a video diary where we show you everything we're doing, not just the highlights like tour guides of, oh, don't miss this. Well, yeah, okay, but how did you get there? What was the experience like? It's going to be much more of a personal video diary type of thing, but then we'll give you all the tips and tricks too and show you what we found that was amazing and what we found that you could skip it, or why we thought that. You know, we also can be impartial and tell you what it was like and who it's for and who it's not for, because we're not all the same.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of things. Even like, so one of the new parts of my traveling journey has been like clear or a TSA pre-check. And so there are differences there and why some people choose one over the other. And those are things that we're learning along the way. And then we can give our information to you.
Yeah, so stick with us because we have a lot more to come. This is just a little nutshell version of who we are and what we're doing. But look forward to some really cool podcasts coming up from some industry leaders, people who are doing great things that have niches and just incredible knowledge on certain areas. And then check out our YouTube channel to see where we're going, get to know us, and like we said, we'll be international by December. So don't look at it and think, oh, they're just in DC. We're in DC for the first couple of months and then we're out of here.
But I mean, at least we're in DC because it's kind of an awesome tourist hotspot. And like for everyone who is local, travel in your local area too, because there's so many little hidden gems here in Northern Virginia, but obviously where y'all live too. But the local Virginians, so many things, so many cool places, fun things, historical things. We're very, very blessed to be in the DC area, but we are very much excited to our international travels.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I think we'll always do DC stuff because it is right in our backyard and there is so much to do. So wherever we are going in the future, I'm sure there will be DC sprinkled in all along the way because it is an amazing place with so much history and culture, and it's beautiful.
I think that's something that's funny that I've learned is a lot of local Virginians or people from the DC area, they don't go and absorb some of the fun things. And sometimes we get it. It can be a travel to hassle. It can to travel. It can be a hassle to travel. But at the end of the day, I think it's always worth it. I think going out there and seeing the things, the history, I really think you're missing a little slice of life if you're not out there and just checking out what's in your own backyard.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I get in that trap too, where I think, oh, I don't want to drive into the city today. But then every time we go, we're so excited we went, and we're so glad we went, and that you get so much out of it. So it is important to get out there and do stuff on the weekend and not get stuck in the trap of, I think the more you stay home, the more you stay home, the more you go, you know?
Well, that, and when you go out more, you get to travel, yes, you do get to travel, but you get to try local cuisine.
Oh, yeah.
And who doesn't want to incorporate food when they travel? So go do the things.
That's right. And that's another thing. We will show a lot of food in our vlogs. So if you like to travel and you want to know what you're going to eat when you get there, stick with us because we'll show you all the good stuff. And, you know, where we stay, what beaches we find, what things to do.
We're like unofficial foodies.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think that fits.
Yeah. Travel, food, I think they go hand in hand.
They do go hand in hand. I think half travel is food. When you talk to people and they talk about where they want to go, the questions are, well, where did I stay? What did I eat?
What did you have to eat?
Yeah.
And what was your favorite dish? What was your favorite cuisine?
Right. Or when you're researching your trip, well, what restaurants are there? What am I going to eat that's, I think, the biggest thing people want to know is what the food is. So we'll be happy to do that research for you. We'll eat it for you. It's fine. We'll tell you all about it.
Show you all the things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I think we should give them a little bit of backstory on us personally each. Just a little nutshell version. You'll get to know us a lot more as we go forward, I'm sure. We're not from Virginia or DC, actually. We both live here. But I'm from Phoenix, which I'm a West Coaster.
Mm-hmm. And I'm quite the opposite. I'm an East Coaster from North Carolina originally, but both being military, we have traveled around quite a bit. So we've hit quite a few states between us.
Yeah, we've lived all over the country. So when we say we like to travel, we're not people who have lived in a bubble our whole lives. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we are pretty experienced. We've lived in several states across the country. We traveled. I think my favorite thing living in each different state was traveling from that area because you get to see so much of what's local around them, close and far. And being based in different parts of the country just gave us such a great way to experience most of the country.
And an appreciation. You get a firm appreciation from whether it's appreciating the new place that you're in or appreciating where you've been or where you could possibly go. And again, I food is so tied into that for me because every state that I've been in, I know exactly where I'm going to go, hit my little hot spots of my favorite little eateries, and so that kind of makes an impact on how we see things.
Oh, absolutely. I am getting ready to go to LA this Friday, and I've already decided what I'm going to eat when I get there. And that's just a huge part of it.
Is it a Cali burrito?
Probably. I mean, it might be. Yeah. If you watched our first YouTube video where we go to the winery at Sunshine Ridge, you'll see our favorite food truck there. And he is from Santa Monica. And I should have said that in the video. I was talking about him making a California burrito, which has French fries in it, when a lot of people on the East Coast don't know
I
that.
had no idea.
Right. And it's a thing. It's not Mexican. It's California. So like
I just assumed it had avocados in it,
No.
and that's what made it California. No.
no, and all the people who are yelling at me going, that's not authentic Mexican. It's not. It's California. But I lived in California for years, and I grew up in Phoenix, but I had a lot of family in California, so that every vacation we took was to go to California to see family and go to Disneyland. That was the only vacations we ever did, and we loved it. That's not a complaint. That was like the gold star standard. We had the best time doing that. And so when I met Alfredo, the owner of the food truck, and he said he was from Santa Monica and he made California burritos, he was instantly my best friend. And it didn't help that they were actually very delicious.
They were very. So my first introduction was for the Cali burrito was the Don Alfredo, and it was actually really, really delicious. Now, I mean, yes, for around the DC area, absolute favorite. But and everyone knows this. Don Alfredo knows this. I'm a Tex-Mex girl. So the Oklahoma, Texas, totally, totally different. We had Chewy's last night.
I know, and Chewy's is good, but I'll tell you, when you grow up in Phoenix, Tex-Mex is not your favorite.
Yeah,
but
it's going to be different wherever we go.
It is, but I can appreciate it. I'll tell you what, I've never met, well,
Mexican.
I was going to say I've never met a taco I didn't like. That's probably not true, but
for the most part,
I'm not a snob about it. I like all types. I have favorites, but I'm not snobby about it. But definitely, like, because when you grow up in Phoenix, it's a lot of Sonoran and Baja. When you say Mexican, there's a lot of different kinds. And I can appreciate all of them. Even Tex-Mex. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. You put enough queso on it, I'll like it.
You're killing me.
Well, but anyway, that's like what we said earlier. Everyone likes different things. So we can go on these trips and try these foods and report back to you what it's like, and then you can decide if it's for you or not. We're not going to try to persuade you or be biased on things, but if we have a strong opinion, we'll let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Don Alfredo's Birria is amazing. So we'll scream that from the top of the rooftops.
It is very good. And my hope also is that when you guys watch that, you don't think, oh, well, they're just saying that and they're going to say that about everything. We won't. If we try something that's bad, we will tell you. It just happens. Everything we've done on videos so far has been really good. But if it's bad, we'll let you know.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to fluff the things.
No.
We're here to be authentic with you and to truly share the experiences. And that way you guys can get some, I don't know, potential guidance, just thoughts on what you guys might want to try if you go on the same type of travels we do.
Yeah,
and we do encourage that. We do hope that these travels will get you out there and to connect with a travel agent so that you are able to take advantage and do the things and travel.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, I think you can't really state it enough is you have to enjoy your life. And if you don't enjoy traveling, we're not the podcast for you, and that's okay. We still love you. But if you do like to travel and that brings you joy, come take some adventures with us. Like, let's do it.
And worst case scenario, stay for the bloopers because I promise you we're going to have a lot.
and we put them in at the end, so you have to watch the whole video to get to the bloopers at the end. And please watch the whole video and please like and subscribe because it really does help us. I think a lot of people don't understand what it actually does. They just think it's like a vanity metric, which it kind of is. But there are some things it unlocks that we can't do until we hit certain numbers. So truly, truly, if you don't mind and just hitting that subscribe or liking or leaving a comment, it means the world to us.
Absolutely. And social media, I know we're in this weird middle ground age, I think, where we know and we are familiar. Yes, I said that. We know we're familiar with social media, but I personally really, really try, short of like Facebook, which is a little different, but I was not a fan of these videos or Facebook Lives or anything along these lines, where I am now. But it is really relevant. It is really necessary to learn more, and that's just kind of where the world's going. But all of those things, being able to subscribe, being able to like and share with your friends, every little bit helps.
It truly does. And I'll tell you guys a funny story. I have teenage boys, and when I told them I was going to start a YouTube channel, they laughed at me. And then we posted our first real video, the one at Sunshine Ridge, but we also posted some shorts. And I asked one of them, he's 16, I said, how many views do you think our entire channel has? This was in like 6 days. And he was like 50, and I was like 4,000. And that might not be a big number, but to a couple of 40-something moms with teenage kids who don't think we can do this, oh, we're going to do it. We're going to prove those little kids wrong.
And we're going to have a blast doing it.
Yeah. And so if nothing else, just like and subscribe so that you can help me prove my kids wrong, because that would be the best.
One of my teenagers did subscribe. She's 18, so she did her thing. My youngest one did not want to subscribe, and he doesn't want to like or comment because it'll, quote, mess up the algorithm for what he sees.
Yes. And I have 3 teenage boys, and none of the 3 of them will subscribe to us because they think it's not cool. So, that's fine. But like I said, we're not for everybody. If you don't want to watch ladies travel, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you do, if you want to see where we go and what we eat and where we stay, let's do it.
We're your people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we really do love traveling. And Megan definitely has more experience. We've gone to Disney a lot, and we've done Mediterranean cruise. We've probably been more of the explorer, the local area people for the most part. Although this year started out with me wanting to travel more. I wrote it down on a bucket list type of thing. And here we are. I have traveled so many times this year. It's crazy to think of how much life has changed. And that's not for work yet. Like, for the most part, that wasn't actually for work, because this idea was actually conceived June.
Yeah, this came together very quickly. We literally were like, it'd be cool if we did this. Okay, let's do it. And we made our social accounts and told our friends. I don't know, about a week maybe. I mean, there wasn't a lot of lead up. We just, we hit the ground running. So we're excited about it. I think it's going to be amazing. And I hope that you guys do subscribe and hang out with us. And I hope that we can bring you value and good content.
Definitely. And I believe we truly will. I think that this is just something that's just going to keep growing and getting bigger and bigger. We have so many ideas between us. Like, it's going to be great.
Yeah. And so many great places to go. And, part of what my original idea was, the trip we're going on in December, one of the stops we're going to is Tortola. And so I always look at YouTube videos to figure out what it's like. And I could not find very much on Tortola. And what I did find was travel agents who had dirty camera lenses, they were foggy, and they were not really very well spoken. And it was painful to watch these videos, but I wanted to see the area. So I stuck with it and I watched it anyway. And I thought, well, surely I can do better than that. So that was kind of what spurred the whole thing. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, why not? Why not us? If I'm going to go on these trips anyway, why not make a video and show you everything? And, why not?
Put 2 photographers together. We can see the world a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And this is now how we're doing it.
And we'll teach you some photography if you want to learn that. And we will take beautiful travel photos while we're there. We'll show you the pictures we take. So yeah, if you want to follow a couple of photographers as we travel the world, then this is the place for you.
Absolutely. And travel agents is something that, this is in the works as well, getting travel guides with inspirational pictures. We have all these ideas that you'll be able to purchase and customize for your people, and be able to showcase places that you may not have gone to travel yet, but they're pictures that I guarantee are going to be beautiful.
Yes, and one of the things I liked about being a travel agent was making travel guides. I made a Disney World one because I had my clients were asking me the same questions over and over and over. So instead of having the same conversation with them, I made a guide. And I had so much fun making the guide. I did not have fun telling them their final payment was due. I did not have fun waking up at 6 a.m. and booking their dining. That I did not have fun with. So I thought, if we're going to research a place to death before we go there, which I will, make a travel guide and then go and take beautiful pictures and put them in the guide. And then that's something we can offer to travel agents. That's an editable PDF travel guide that you can change the colors, change the information. If maybe you disagree with something I said, you want to change it, you can. and then you can give that to your clients. So that's something that we're going to offer as well. So we do have a lot in the works. So big things are coming. We're at the very tip of the
Yes.
beginning.
And we're kind of having this conversation because a lot of people are asking exactly what we're doing. And so we are hoping that we are describing it very well. It's like you've mentioned before, it's like an umbrella of things. We have a lot of plans. Obviously we're two people who have lives and families and all the things. So there's only so much we can get to at a time, but we are working on them. We are going to do the things, and we are going to make all of that really accessible and fun for everybody and inspirational.
Right. And just to answer some questions that we have gotten, somebody asked us which one is Shutter and which one is Compass. Neither.
Sorry to disappoint.
We are not Shutter and Compass. We are Shutter and Compass. So we just thought it sounded like a fun name to merge photography and travel, but one of us is not each one. Yeah. You have Megan and Shelby.
Yes. Unless we ask Josh, and then I'm Shutter.
Yeah, my husband has started calling her Shutter because now he thinks it's funny, but no, that's not a thing.
It's funny though.
It is funny, yeah. He thinks he's funny. I'm sure everyone out there who has a husband can relate to that. They think they're funny. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. What do you think? Anything else?
I mean, so much more, but I think for episode 1, I think we're doing great.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we will leave you all, but thank you so much for tuning in. If you stay and listen to this entire podcast, we are very grateful. And we hope that we see you on our next adventure, and tune back into the podcast. Follow us anywhere you get your podcasts, YouTube, subscribe. We will be eternally grateful.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And again, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Megan.
And we're Shutter and Compass.
And help us prove those kids wrong.